Today we're here to talk about how the UAE and Latin America are exploring relationships of possibilities. My name is Shayan Shakil. This is Eddie Taylor. Welcome to Inside AB. So Eddie, tell us, Latin America, it's gaining a lot of attention. Why is it so important this week?
Well, particularly this week, we are looking at this thing, which is the Global Business Forum Latin America, which is a seminar over 2 days, which is basically discussing all the opportunities between investment and trade between the two regions under the theme of connect, collaborate and grow. Now, they might seem, quite distant, these two parts of the world, but there's a lot of cultural historic ties there. There's a lot of trade ties, a lot of business ties already. And last year in 2017, the two regions, the shared mutual trade volume exceeded $1.4 billion. So it's actually quite a big, important area for trade for the UAE. And these kind of seminars will make sure that grows over the next 10 years.
Right. All right. So let's take a look at some of these countries that are participating at the forum. So Panama seems to have a lot of common with Dubai.
Yeah, Panama is almost like the Dubai of Central and South America, Latin America. Obviously, because of its canal, it's very, very important for its logistics, its docking, its shipping, and that's where the synergies with Dubai lie. It's also, like Dubai, it's a gateway country. It's a gateway place for the whole of the continent. So, there are 600 million potential consumers in South America, and the UAE has identified Panama as a very important hub to try and access those, and they'll be looking at kind of tying up the synergies. They only opened their embassy in the UAE in 2017, so we can look to see that relationship growing and expanding in the coming years.
Okay, and what about, say, a country like Chile?
Yeah, I mean, Chile's got even sort of stronger ties with the region. There's a massive Arab community in Chile, mainly from Palestine, has been there for the best part of 100 years. So there is kind of like cultural synergies there. Chile is a little bit of an underdeveloped and underexplored country, and what the country there is doing is they're really trying to exploit its tourism potential. So places like this, Patagonia, it's starting to sort of see its tourism industry expand, and I think that offers a lot of interesting opportunity for things like sovereign wealth funds and the developers that are in the UAE to see if there are any opportunities down there. On the other side, Chile is an incredibly important supplier of food, particularly fruit and fresh fruit and dried fruits into the UAE. Now, what is also interesting is they've just launched a flight via Buenos Aires between Dubai and Santiago.
Oh, very interesting.
So that's going to open up a whole new potential area of export opportunity when it comes to things like seafood and fish and other agricultural produce that might have taken a little bit too long to be viable, but now there's a direct connection between the two countries via an Emirates flight. We could expect to see that grow.
Now you mentioned the Emirates flights. We can't ignore Buenos Aires in Argentina.
This is a really, really important. It's a big country in South American terms, and Buenos Aires is one of the big dogs when it comes to certain trades. It's a real hub in South America. What's particularly interesting about Argentina and Buenos Aires in particular is its tourism possibilities. And again, a bit like Dubai, the government and the local government, the municipal government are investing an awful lot of money in driving forward its tourism capability. So before 2019, they're investing something like $20 billion in its tourism infrastructure. $1 billion is going to go into its business travel and MICE and convention sector, which again could see a lot of movement back and forth between the business communities in the two places. Again, that's offering a lot of opportunity for UAE companies.
All right, and I'm sure the UAE has a lot to provide in terms of expertise with Buenos Aires holding the Expo in 2023. But what about Mexico?
Yeah, of course, that's another great example. They're almost inheriting the mantle of the Expo City from Dubai, yeah.
Right. So what about Mexico? It's a country that we're all quite familiar with.
Yeah, Mexico's quite an interesting one because it's actually already the second largest Latin American country in terms of trade importance to the UAE. I mean, last year it was responsible for 2.6 billion dirhams worth of trade volume between the two. But that's actually the result of only the last decade. I mean, that figure is a fourfold increase on what it was in 2006. So there's been an awful lot of high-level delegations between the two countries to sort of expand that. And Mexico has really identified not just the UAE, but the wider Middle East as an area of real opportunity and real potential as it seeks to kind of grow and expand its economy. On the other side, they're looking to gain foreign direct investment and expertise into its pipeline and energy sectors, which for a country like UAE, it's a prime target for that kind of trade and investment.
All right. Well, so much to look forward to in the run-up to 2020.
Yeah, we look forward to see what they're saying over the next couple of days as well in those conversations and see how they bear fruit, really, as as those conversations take place and those relationships grow.
All right, excellent. Good to hear. We'll continue following that conversation. Thanks for joining us on Inside AB.